Solving Supply Chain Issues Inside the Arctic Circle, Healthcare Administration Capstone for the University of Arkansas Grantham by Charlotte Quadio. The purpose of this study will focus on logistic concerns for remote areas inside the Arctic Circle. It will also address the supply chain management for this remote area. It will address the delivery methods now available, and it will offer a unique, innovative delivery method. Introduction. Supplies are needed. Supplies are routinely consume 1/5 of the hospital's net patient revenue, representing the second largest expense. Supply chain management in Alaska has very unique issues due to weather. Cargo planes are the only options for supply delivery in the winter. Unmanned aircraft systems. Unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS, are commonly called drones. Newer technologies such as drones provide a way for Alaska to evolve their logistics to be both reliable and functional no matter what time of the year or the weather. A UAS would be the primary mechanism for delivery. The University of Alaska Fairbanks has reenacted the Alaska Center for Unmanned Aircraft Systems Integration in December 2012. The University of Alaska Fairbanks is home to one of the top 7 drone programs in the country. This program takes advantage of Alaska's unique environment. They test drones for Alaska and across the U.S. The main challenge is the weather. In Kotzebue, there are almost 250 days annually when the nighttime low temperature falls below freezing. This creates a phenomenon called ice fog. Ice fog can be hazardous and planes cannot land. Ice fog is produced when water vapors coming from automobile exhaust, buildings, furnaces, and even open water meet a mass of too cold air, and it is just cold enough to crystallize it. Negative temperatures have an impact on electrical equipment and impede their function. Apple says that the MacBook should not be stored in temperatures below -4. There is also an extreme impact the cold weather has on various hospital supplies. Have you seen frozen KY jelly? It freezes at -8. Not just the need for medical supplies, but all types of supplies are needed. In Alaska, the cost of shipping would be prohibitively expensive if not for a federal program that subsidizes air carriers as a part of the cost. It is called Bypass Mail. Bypass Mail is a program that subsidizes air cargo shipments to rural Alaska. It allows the delivery of consumer goods and groceries to small communities at a parcel post rate. These palletized shipments all are delivered directly to the air cargo machines. Due to extreme weather, large number of supplies must be stored in the hospital. This brings the potential problem of items expiring before they can get used. A large volume of hospital storage creates medical supplies with an expiration date and they are no longer usable. PAR level. PAR is an acronym for Periodic Automatic Replenishment. The hospital in the Arctic has a PAR level supply of 2 weeks for most items. This is very expensive and uses a lot of shelf space. Most hospitals today use a just-in-time delivery service. Just-in-time delivery service involves the process of producing and delivering finished goods at the time they are required for sale. The idea is that as soon as you pull the last item off the shelf, the logistics company's delivery truck is pulling up to the back dock to restock you for your PAR. In Kotzebue, Alaska, no company's truck will be pulling up. Another challenge is the Wi-Fi network. Most modern supply chain management systems run on a 5G network. Unfortunately, the networks in Kotzebue, Alaska tend to be 4G. That makes these newer and more effective systems unavailable. Published information. Professor Kodiak writes in an essay that as he reviews the military logistics development leading to the emergence for logistics as a discipline. The military understands the need to get people, fuel, tents, weapons, and vehicles, and more from one place to another. In World War II, the important function of business as it became evident that logistics and transportation add place and time value to each product. In 1942, President Truman and his advisors believed we would be fighting soon with Russia. He sent the Corps of Engineers to Alaska to build the Alcan Highway. To build the road took 11,000 men and seven troops of regiments. 3 of those regiments were black soldiers. The Alcan Highway is still used today. Professor Rafaela Laquita is the professor of the University of Spain. She created a table of all the relevant professional journals of the U.S. and international dating as far back as 1954. She and her colleagues focus on how supply chain management is at the heart of every business. Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport is one of the largest cargo airports. In 2014, nearly 2.5 metric tons of cargo moved through the airport. More importantly, there is a need for accurate weather. Despite the need for accurate weather forecasts for society and economical interests in the U.S. Arctic through the thorough evaluation of operational new weather predictions in the region have been limited. Combating the problem. More storage. A capital expense involving a new storage facility would be around $80,000. An indirect cost would be an upgrade to locating sensors such as the radio frequency identification. Lobbyists. A lobbyist takes part in influencing legislators. They would be able to work with the legislative body of the state and federal and mandate the rapid refresh numerical weather prediction model be used to predict weather in the Arctic Circle. The National Weather Service is under the Department of Commerce. Can you believe the Department of Commerce runs the National Weather Service? This is the long game, and it will take some time to get these laws changed. But sometimes the wheel turns slowly, but it always turns. Combating the problem. We could partner with a UAS systems company to deliver the medical supplies. Drones now can fly in temperatures below freezing. Drones can also carry the weight of more than 400 pounds and travel for more than 500 miles. This would be easy for them to carry things from Fairbanks, Alaska to Kotzebue. The limitations. The largest limitation is the lack of infrastructure. Current physical conditions in rural Alaska, in combination with the lack of comprehensive infrastructure policy, makes the sustainability of a capital project investment very difficult. Unmanned aircraft systems need hubs, a place to repair, recharge, and replace as needed. Another political challenge is the beyond physical line of sight, a federal aviation regulation. This law allows that UAVs cannot travel beyond the visual line of sight. It makes it impossible to deliver supplies to Kotzebue, Alaska from Fairbanks, Alaska. An unmanned aerial vehicle of a professional grade, as the one used by Amazon in 2017, costs $40,000. The more weight the UAV carries, the more it will cost. The cost of the one needed for operation is around $80,000. Drones are coming. Startup companies are developing massive autonomous drones, cargo drones that will cut the cost of air freight by 60. 60% and reduce the carbon emissions by 50% with a short haul of 3.8 ton payload. Thank you very much for listening to this presentation.